सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नाम रूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धेर्द्रव्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्त वेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चितामतिः।
So we are seeing that the Siddhanti has started answering the specific objections regarding the Prayojana, and in that also the first part which was objected by the Purvapakshi was that Jnanena mokshaha iti na, and for that the Purvapakshi had suggested some anumanam. The first one is Bandhaha Jnana-nivartyah Satyatvat Rajju Bandhanavat. Bondage is not removable by knowledge. Why? Because it is real. Just like a person really bound by the rope cannot be removed, cannot be freed by knowledge alone. Then Bandhaha Satyaha Pratiyamane Sati Amithyatvat.
Generally we say Pratiyamane Sati. When Pratiyamane Sati also.
Yes.
Pratiyamane Sati.
Pratiyamane Sati Amithyatvat.
Or Anatyasti, but direct also we can say Amithyatvat. Okay. Now Amithyatvat because you have to give one more anuman. Okay.
Yes. So Parvatadivat. This bondage is real. Why? Because it is experienced and at the same time it is not mithya. So it has to be real. Just like the mountain etc. which are experienced are real. Then it is bandhaha na mithya. Why? Anadhyastatvat. And there also parvatadivat. Bondage is not mithya. Why? Because it is not superimposed. Just like mountain, etc. And bandhaha anadhyastaha. Why? Adhyasas samagri rahitatvat. And like how? Paka samagri rahita apakva tandulavat. So bondage is not superimposed. Why? Because for the bond, because there is.
It is devoid of, because we have to do paksha only.
Yes. Because it is devoid of the samagri, the requisites for the superimposition to happen. And like how? Like the apakva tandula means the uncooked rice grains which are devoid of the requisites for cooking. So thus the Purvapakshi showed that bondage is not removable by knowledge. To this, our main answer is Shruti. That based on the Shruti, we have this understanding that bondage is superimposed. And how is it? Because Shruti says that Atma is one with Nitya Mukta Brahma. Means Atma is also Nitya Mukta. And therefore, the bondage which is experienced in Atma has to be superimposed and not real. Other thing which Shruti says is that this bondage is removed by knowledge.
What is the Vakya?
Jnanena mokshaha.
Any Vakya? Shruti Vakya? in Shvetashvatar. You remember Shvetashvatar? Jnatva devam sarva pashapa hani.
Yes. This knowledge removes the bondage, and the nature of knowledge is that it will remove directly ajnana and indirectly the product or the effect of ajnanam, that is adhyasa. And bondage is experienced such as sukha dukha, therefore it is not ajnanam. So it is adhyasa. Yes,
Bondage is not experienced as Adhyana. It is not that just because it's experienced, therefore not Adhyana. Adhyana also is experienced. Yes. No?
So bondage is not experienced as the ajnanam is experienced. Therefore, bondage is superimposed. Thus, bondage is akshepa labhyaha. This is our main answer. But since the Purva Pakshi is using the language of logic, so here the Siddhanti is also giving answer with the language of logic. So it is said, Bandhaha Jnana Nivartyaha Mithyatvat Rajju Sarpavat. Bondage is removable or is removed by knowledge. Why? Because it is mithya, just like the rope snake. And bandhaha is bandhaha mithya adhyastatvat and rajju sarpavat. Bondage is mithya. Why? Because it is superimposed like the rope snake. So this is what the Siddhanti is going to show. And we are seeing in this part that the Siddhanti is giving the answers to the Purva Pakshi who had said that the causal factors, the requisites for any adhyasa to happen are not there in case of the adhyasa of anatma and atma. And then in the 84th avarta, the answer to the first causal factor regarding the first causal factor, that is this samskara or satyavastu jnanam, is given. And in the first paragraph, the Purva Paksha was restated, and from the second paragraph, the answer is given. And it is said, Nahi satyavastu jnanam eva samskara dwara adhyasa hetuhu kintu vastu jnana matram. Here he is because, and earlier it was said tad ayuktam. What was said by Purva Pakshi is not proper, means is invalid. Why? Because the knowledge of the thing which is empirically real is not the adhyasa hetu, not the cause for bondage through impressions, but merely the knowledge of the thing is adhyasa hetu through impressions. So here the Siddhanti is saying that in your view we need to do some refinement. And the refinement is we need to have vastu jnanam. Whether that vastu is satya or mithya, that is not necessary. And by that it is shown that
that is not necessary to emphasize.
Yes. Yes. And by this, the Siddhanti is saying that in your view, there is this dosha of
Vyartha
Visheshana. Means there is a defect in the form of an adjective which is unnecessary. And here that adjective is Satya. And this particular aspect is explained. Jnanasya Vishayibhutam Vastu Satyam Va Mithya Va Astu Na Tatra Adaraha. It is said, the thing, means Vastu here is the thing which is the object of knowledge. Let it be Satyam, real, or let it be Mithya, unreal. with regard to that object being Satyam or Mithya, there is no sense of importance. And now the Siddhanti says that if if the Purva Pakshi says that no, it has to be Satya Vastu Jnanam alone, then what would be the problem is shown. It is said, यदि नियमेन संस्कार द्वारा सत्य वस्तु ज्ञानम एव अध्यास हेतुः इति अभ्युपगम्येत तर्हि वक्ष्यमाणः अध्यासः न घटेत. So it is said, if as a matter of rule it would be accepted that the knowledge of the empirically real entity through impressions is the cause of adhyasa, then the superimposition which is going to be told would not happen.
Here we can translate alone. When the knowledge
Yes.
of the real thing alone.
So when the knowledge of the real thing alone through samskara impressions is the adhyasa hetu, then in that case the adhyasa which is going to be told would not take place. So here what the Siddhanti is saying is that the Purva Pakshi has made this rule that Satya Vastu Jnanat Eva Adhyasah Jayate. And in this particular rule, the Siddhanti is showing the Vyabhichara. Means there is a possibility that that rule is violated. And since the rule is violated, therefore the rule cannot be termed as a rule.
Means that rule cannot be made.
Yes. So that particular rule cannot be made. And what is the Vyabhichara? That the Siddhanti is now explaining. Tathahi, the explanation follows. Kaschit Purushah Parmartha Ambra Vruksham Ajananah Indrajalika Pradarshita Mithyambra Vruksham Eva Vrusham Anubhuya Ayam Ambra Vrukshah Iti Tadvachah Shrutvacha Mithyambra Vruksha Jnana Samskara Samskrutah Bhavati. So now, first the background is prepared. That some person who is not knowing the empirically real mango tree and having experienced many times the unreal mango tree alone, which is presented by the magician. So that is the first condition. And the second condition is, and also he has heard the sentence of the magician. And what is that? That this is mango tree. Then he is endowed with the impressions of the knowledge of unreal mango tree. So two conditions are told by the Siddhanti. One is the person has never seen or experienced the real mango tree, but again and again he has seen or experienced the unreal mango tree shown by the magician. And also he has heard this statement again and again that this is the mango tree. Thus he has got the experience of unreal mango tree. Tasya kadachit api kenachit api pramanena madhuka vruksha vishayaka darshana sravanadi rupa jnanam api nasti. And for that person, at any point of time or by any means of knowledge, the knowledge in the form of seeing, listening, etc. regarding the madhuka vruksha, means the tree which is very similar to this amra vruksha is not there. So regarding the amra vruksha, he has got the experience of seeing the Mithya Amra Vruksha. And regarding the Madhuka Vruksha, he has not got any kind of experience through any sense or organs. Saha Purushaha Yadruchaya Marga Madhye Madhuka Vruksham Kanchana Drashtva Tasmin Amra Vrukshaha Ayam Iti Amra Vrukshadhyasam Karoti Eva. It is said that person, in the way, by chance, having so that person on the way, having seen the Madhuka Vruksha by chance, on that Madhuka Vruksha, he definitely does the superimposition of this Amra Vruksha. And in which manner? That this is mango tree. So thus he does the adhyasa based upon the mithya jnanam of Amra Vruksha. Saha ayam adhyasah पूर्ववादी मतरीत्या न संभाव्येत तस्य पुरुषस्य सत्याम्रवृक्ष विषयक प्रमाहित संस्कारा भावात्. And that this adhyasa is that adhyasa which was objected by the Purva Pakshi, and this adhyasa which is right now happening, that would not be possible by the method of the Purva Pakshi. Why? Because for that person there is absence of the impressions which are caused by the knowledge regarding the real mango tree.
Purvapadi Mataritya, exact should be by the method in keeping with the view of the opponent. Purvavadinaha yad matam tasya ritya. By the method of the view, or by the method in keeping with the view.
So what the Granthakara here says is that the adhyasa which is right now happening, that adhyasa as per the view of the Purva Pakshi is untenable. Why? Because the person does not have the knowledge of the Satya Amra Vruksha, and thereby there is absence of the samskara of the which are born of that particular experience. Then what is the case of Siddhanta? It is said, Siddhante tu tasya purushasya aindrajalika pradarshita mithyamra vruksha jnanaja samskarasya sattvat madhuka vrukshe ambra vrukshadhyasah bhavitum arhati. Whereas in the Siddhanta, in our principle, for that person, since there is presence of the samskaras which are born of the knowledge of unreal mango tree, which is shown by the Aindrajalika, by the magician, and since there is presence of samskara, therefore the superimposition of mango tree on the Madhuka tree is possible. Here it is said would definitely happen. So it is possible.
Yeah, it's possible. That is better.
Yeah. So that the contrast was shown. This kind of adhyasa which the Siddhanti showed is untenable in the view of the Purva Pakshi, whereas such adhyasa is possible as per the view of the Siddhanti. Tasmat. Yes. Such adhyasa is untenable in case of the Purva Pakshi Mata, and it is tenable in case of Siddhanti Mata. Therefore, Purva Sajatiya Vastu Jnana Janya Samskaraha Eva Uttarottaradhyasa Hetuhu. Therefore, the impressions which are born the impressions which are born of the similar thing which is of the similar the earlier impressions which are born of the knowledge of
earlier impression born of earlier knowledge.
yes. So the impressions which are born of earlier knowledge of the similar thing alone is the cause of the subsequent superimposition. By this, what is said is that if there is the impression which is born of its Satya Vastu Jnana or it is born of Mithya Vastu Jnana, but it is born earlier, that impression is responsible for the adhyasa which is coming later, and each adhyasa will also recreate one more impression, so that previous adhyasa will also, the impressions born of previous adhyasa will also be responsible for the next adhyasa to happen. In this manner, the answer to the Purva Pakshi was given.
So Purva Pakshi had presented the 5 samagris as the necessity for any adhyasa to happen, and his contention was that any one of these 5 samagris, the requisites, is not there with regard to anatma rupa bandhadhyasa to atma, and therefore anatma rupa bandhadhyasa is not possible, therefore anatma rupa bandha is real, therefore it cannot be removed by knowledge. So now we are addressing each samagri one by one, and our response to the Purva Pakshi is that whatever is required for adhyasa of anatma is available, and what is not there as per your list is really not required. That is a very useful thing in life. Of course, here is for Bandha we tell it, but even for moksha we can say like this: whatever is required for my pursuit is there, and what is not there is not required. So no problem. We keep blaming that why I am not progressing. I require this, I require this, I require this, not there. So Mahatma will come and tell you that whatever is required for moksha, my dear child, you have. And what you don't have, oh, I don't have Swamiji Apple computer. I am not able to download all files. Therefore, how can I study? Yes. I have some small mobile, no? That also you can do. And without downloading, also your Guruji has studied. So, whatever is required is there. And whatever is not there, really speaking, it is not required. If this is understood, then this complaining and blaming the world for one's own lot or one's own not progressing will be reduced. So Siddhanta is telling that whatever is required for bandhadhyasa is there, and whatever is not there is not required. We'll show you how it is not required. So that is the Siddhanta's approach. And here he says, regarding the first condition, that Satya Vastu Anubhava Janya Samskara is required for Adhyasa. And that is not there for Anatma Adhyasa, because Satya Anatma is not there. Therefore Satya Anatma Janya, Satya Anatma Vishayaka Anubhava is not there. Therefore Satya Anatma Anubhava Janya Samskara is not there. Therefore, adhyasa is not there. That's what he was to say. Siddhanti says, no. What we require is only the samskara of the anubhava of anatma, not satya anatma. Like somebody will say that, so he will tell this son will be telling father, see, you give me 1,25,000, I have to buy this computer or this tab because now COVID is there, and so in that online classes, for online classes, Apple is required. So father poor and not educated. So father's friend is hearing. He said that Apple this is not required. Simple this what is called iPad or sorry called Samsung is enough. MI what is called MI no? Samsung is enough for your study. So Siddhanti is telling this that why do you insist Satya Vastu Dhanajanya? Simply say what? Sajatya Vastu Dhanajanya Samskara is required, it is available. So what is required is available. What is not available is not required. That is the answer. And he establishes this point by saying that if you make a rule that Satya Vastu Dhanajanya Samskara is required, then your rule will be violated. In the case we quoted, that person has but Mithya Amra Vruksha Samskara, Mithya Amra Vruksha Dhanajanya Samskara, still he has got Atyasa. You will not be able to explain that. Whereas if you keep the rule which we have kept, that only we require the Vastu Dhanajanya Samskara, then this also can be explained. Whatever you are quoting as an example can be explained, and whatever we are quoting that also can be explained. So your rule has got Vyabhichara, whereas the rule which we are presenting is Abhyabhichara. Therefore what? Tasmat. Purva Purva Sajatya Vastu Dhanajanya Samskara eva Uttarottaradhyasa hetu. So Tasmat means what? Satya Vastu Dhanajanya Samskarasya Niyamena Adhyasa Hetutve Abhyupagate Uktadhyasa Siddhehe. Satya Vastu Dhanajanya Samskarasya Niyamena Adhyasa Hetutve Abhyupagate Uktadhyasasya Siddhehe. Means, is it clear? When not clear.
Once more.
Okay. Satya Vastu Dhanajanya Samskarasya Niyamena Adhyasa Hetutve Abhyupagate Uktadhyasasya or Udaruta Adhyasasya Asiddhehe or Udaruta Adhyasa Siddhehe. That is only one part of the Hetu Tasmat. And Dana Matra Janya Samskarasya Adhyasa Hetutve Abhyupagate Uktadhyasa Siddhehe. ये थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड बोल दिया, बाकी है सिंपल मामला. What you want to say is this. This is the explanation of one word only, tasmat. लेकिन सिंपल बोलने से थोड़ा लगता है यही बस इतना ही है. थोड़ा इसको कॉम्प्लिकेट करके बोल दिया. Okay, so what I have said I will explain. Tasmat means therefore. Therefore means what? If the impression born of the knowledge of the real thing alone is accepted as the cause for the adhyasa as a matter of rule, then the adhyasa which we have quoted will not be established. And if the impression born of mere knowledge of the thing, alone is accepted as the cause for the adhyasa as a matter of rule, then the adhyasa which we have quoted will not be established. And if the impression born of mere knowledge of the thing, alone is accepted as the cause for the adhyasa as a matter of rule, then the adhyasa which we have quoted will not be established. And if the impression born of mere knowledge is accepted as the cause for adhyasa, then the superimposition, the case of superimposition quoted by us will be established. So in simple word, tasmat means you cannot explain the case we have quoted, whereas in our view, that case of adhyasa, of mithya ambra vriksha, dhanajanya adhyasa can be explained in us, in our case, in our view. So in your view, the quoted adhyasa cannot be explained. And in our view, the quoted adhyasa can be explained, can be established. Therefore, in science, that is how they do. That your theorem is not able to explain certain events, whereas this theorem is able to explain even these events. Therefore, this is considered to be more valid. That's how it is. So, tasmat purva sajatiya vastu dhanajanya samskara. The impression born of the knowledge of the sajatiya vastu. What is the significance of sajatiya vastu? Similar thing. It is not that you have to see, you must have seen the same snake which you are projecting. There can be some variation. You might have seen little smaller one and you can see big one, or you have seen big one and now you can see in the rope a small one. That is possible. But adhyasas of the jnanam should be there of the snake. If you had adhyasa of elephant and now you cannot, if you had seen the knowledge of the elephant, then you cannot have adhyasa of the snake. Therefore, sajatiya vastu. Sajatiya means similar. And purva is referring to dhanam. It can refer to the thing also, but more appropriate is with dhanam. Purva sajatiya vastu dhanam. Purvam yat sajatiya vastu dhanam asti tejanya tena janya yah samskaraha saha eva uttarottaradhyasa hetu. That is why I say adhyasa is anadi. Purvadhyasa samskara dvara uttaradhyasasya hetuhu bhavati. In Adhyasa Bhashyam, is Tikakara, they explain that. This is incidental that just we have mentioned. Alright. Now, Siddhanta is again emphasizing the point which he wants to make. Idrik samskara janakam dhanam tad vishayascha satyaha vastu mithyava na adarha tatra. Samskara is required. Samskara born of knowledge of a thing, similar thing is required for adhyasa to take place. But idrisha samskara janakam dhanam, the knowledge which is the producer of sat samskara. Sat samskara means what? Purva sajatiya vastu dhanajanya samskara, which is adhyasa hetu. Adhyasa hetu bhuta sajatiya vastu dhanajanya samskara tasya janakam yad dhanam, the knowledge which is producing such samskara which are becoming the cause for adhyasa hetu, tad vishayaha, tad vishaya means dana vishayaha, the object of that knowledge satyaha va astu mithyava, let it be real or let it be unreal. tatra adaraha na. With regard to that means what? Dana vishayasya satyatve mithyatve va. That is the meaning of tatra. With regard to the object of that knowledge, which is producing samskara, that object is real or unreal. With regard to that, adaraha na. There is no sense of importance. So in life, this is very important principle. We should give importance to the thing which deserves importance, which has importance. The thing which does not have importance, the people give. I have seen that. The people have got more value for the frills. Frills, have you know what is frill? That is hanging, no? That is called frill. So, frills are given so much importance that the main cloth is torn. They don't bother about. तो फ्रिल को चमकाने लेके main cloth is torn. Many times it happens that when guest is going to come, they put so much time, energy on making the rangoli outside. Rangoli and leaves and all this. And the drawing room is not clean, bathroom is not clean, that they leave it. In fact, person has to live in the room. He is not going to sit there in the ground. So people miss it sometimes. So in life, what is more significant, that we should give importance. What is not significant, people they give so much importance. So here he said that na adarha tatra. Atra asmakam adaraha tatreva bhavyam yatra vastutah mahatvam asti. Where really importance is there, then only we give importance. That is called objectivity. That is called intelligent way of living. Then samskara dvara dhanameva hetuhu. Now he is entering into one more discussion, which is incidental discussion. And the discussion is that vastu dhanam, sajatiya vastu dhanam is adhyas hetu, or sajatiya vastu dhanajanya samskara is adhyas hetu. Both ways it can be presented. And firstly, we will say that both of them are really speaking are not sense-wise different. Finally, both will convey the same thing. That's what he tells first. And afterwards he says, no. But to be precise, even though both are okay, but to be precise, the samskara is the hetu. That he will say. So that discussion, which is incidental discussion, now starts. The already answer is given to Purva Pakshi. What is the answer given? That we require the samskara born of the knowledge of similar things, and that similar thing need not be real. Can be real also, need not be real. That is the answer given. Now he says, samskara dvara jnanameva hetu. Through samskara, through impressions, knowledge alone is the cause. Kasya hetu? Adhyasasya. That knowledge alone is the cause for adhyasa. Dhanajanya samskaraha hetuhu iti pakshe api na arthataha asti vedaha. If there is a view, what? Dhanajanya samskara, the impression born of knowledge, is the cause for adhyasa, iti pakshe. In this view also, arthataha vedaha na asti. Idea-wise, there is no difference. It is something like somebody says, medicine cures the disease. Other person says, taking of medicine, aushadha sevanam, is curing the disease. Medicine through taking cures the disease, or taking medicine cures the disease. Arthata same only. So whatever you say, other is included. So arthataha veda nasti. So two pakshas are there. Samskara dvara dhanameva hetuhu, one paksha. Or Jnana-janya samskara alone is adhyasa hetu. Two pakshas are there. And firstly, he says, really speaking, idea-wise, there is no bheda, there is no difference. Then he says, why? Yatho is there, no? It should be yataha, yato. Yataha, since. Why there is no arthata bheda? Because jnanam samskara hetuhu. Knowledge is the cause for samskara. And such a samskara, and that samskara, that impression is adhyasa hetuhu. Is the cause for adhyasa. Iti avasitam. In this manner it is culminated or ascertained. So jnanam causes samskara and samskara causes adhyasa. Therefore you call jnanam as hetu or samskara as hetu. Both will mean the same. Alright. Tasmat. Therefore, samskara dwara jnanam hetuhu iti ukte api jnanajanya samskara eva adhyasa hetu iti siddhyati. Now he takes a stand. Therefore, samskara dwara jnana hetuhu. Through samskara, jnanam is the hetu for adhyasa iti ukte api. Even though it is said in this manner, jnanajanya samskara eva adhyasa hetu. The impression born of knowledge alone is the cause for adhyasa. Iti siddhyati. In this manner it is established. So he says, idea-wise there is no real difference. Whether you say that vastu jnanam through samskara is adhyasa hetu or vastu jnana janya samskara is adhyasa hetu, both mean the same. Idea-wise finally no difference. But he says if technically if we present, then accurate expression would be what? Jnana janya samskara is adhyasa. And that is based on karya niyata purva vritti karanam. Karanam is that which is immediate, which is remaining immediately before the effect. Based on that definition, that cause is that which immediately precedes the effect. Based on that, he is going to establish that vastu jnana janya samskara is the adhyasa. Because samskara is immediately preceding adhyasa, whereas vastu jnanam is little bit remote, not little bit, can be removed from adhyasa. So this is going to be the discussion. Long discussion is there. Finally, we'll say that both are idea-wise same. But he wants to say that the accurate expression is this. Alright, so long discussion comes. Okay, now he says the next one. Now we have entered into this incidental discussion. Jnanam is adhyasa hetu or jnanajanya samskara is adhyasa hetu. Adhyasa karanam. Okay. Now he says, so tasmat was there, no? Tasmat. Tasmat means since jnanam is samskara hetu and samskara is adhyasa hetu. Therefore, the samskara dvara jnana hetu, when it is said, still jnanajanya samskara alone is adhyasa hetu. So yataha is mainly connecting with the next one. Even though it can be connected with the previous one as well, but it mainly is connecting with the previous one. Yataha, the next one. Yataha jnanam samskara hetu, sacha samskara adhyasa hetu iti avasitam tasmat. Alright. Now, he says, karanasya karya vyavahita purva kalya vartitva niyamat samskareva adhyasa hetu. Niyamat, because of the rule of purva kala vartitva karanasya, because of the rule of the cause Purvakalavartitva, Avyavahita, immediately preceding. Purvakalavartitva means immediately preceding. Avyavahita means immediately. Purvakalavartitvam, one word we can give, preceding. Karya means effect. Because of the rule of the cause immediately preceding the effect. Because of this rule, samskara eva adhyasa hetuhu. Samskara alone is the cause for adhyasa. Achha, what does it mean, karanasya karya vyavahita? It means that karana should be purvakalavarti. It should be preceding the karya, effect. But not only merely purvakala, avyavahita purva. In between, nothing should be there. Means there should not be a time that cause was there, then in between some gap is there, and then effect comes. The effect should be immediately preceded by the cause. Means when effect is born, in the previous minute, previous moment, cause should be there. That is the rule. Especially Nayayika's rule is this, that cause should immediately precede the effect. So because of this rule, what is the accurate statement? Samskara eva adhyasa hetuhu. Samskara alone is the cause for adhyasa. By eva, what is the vyavritta?
Jnanam.
Natu jnanam. Samskara eva adhyasa. So he says this. Vastu dana matram adhyasa hetuhu iti tu na yuktam eva. He says, Vastu dana matram. Mere knowledge of the thing is the cause for adhyasa. In this manner, what was told is certainly not proper. Na yuktam eva is not proper. Why? Karanasya karya vyavahita purvakala vartitva niyamat. So he is going for a refinement. So he said what was said that Vastudana matram is adhyasa hetu is not correct. Why? Because of the rule of the cause immediately preceding the effect. Karanasya karya avyavahita purvakala vartitva. Purvakala vartitva means preceding. Purva kale vartate iti. Purvakala varti means one who is remaining in the previous moment, previous period of time. That is called purvakala varti. In English we call it preceding. And but preceding can be two ways. Vyavahita preceding means intervened preceding and unintervened preceding. Like 9 o'clock, person had his lunch, had his breakfast. 12 o'clock, he had his lunch. So can we say that breakfast preceded his lunch? Can we say or not? But does it immediately precede? Immediately preceding is what the water he took immediately after breakfast. So taking water was immediately preceded by taking breakfast. We cannot say that taking lunch was immediately preceded. Preceding, but not immediately preceding. So there are two types of purvakala vartitvam, vyavahita and avyavahita. Whereas karanam should be what? Avyavahita purvakala vartitva. The cause should be immediately preceding the effect. That is the rule. Based on that rule, we have to say that samskara is adhyasa hetu, not this vastudana matram. He says vastudana matram adhyasa hetu iti na yuktam eva, because of the rule of the cause being immediately preceding the effect. Now he explains. Tathahi. Explanation follows. What? Kata karana danda chakradayah. Kata karana, the cause of the pot. What? Danda, stick, chakra, what is it? Circle. Danda, danda, chakra, etc. Yatha, just as, yeah. Adipadena Surya Prakashadaya. We have said something, yeah. Yatha, niyamena, by rule. घटोत्पत्ति व्यवहित पूर्व कालवर्तिनः भवन्ति. Just as a matter of rule, अव्यवहित पूर्व कालवर्तिनः घटोत्पत्ति अव्यवहित पूर्व कालवर्तिनः भवन्ति. So the cause for the pot, just as danda, chakra, etc., which are the cause for the pot, bhavanti, they are niyamena, by rule, as a matter of rule. How they are? Ghatotpatti avyavahita purva kalavartina, immediately preceding the production of pot. So danda chakradi, as a matter of rule, are immediately preceding the production of pot. Tatha, similarly, vastugdana matrasya adhyasa hetutve tenapi niyamena adhyasa vyavahita purva kalavartina bhavyam. Similarly, if vastugdana matra, mere knowledge of the thing, is the cause for adhyasa hetutve sati, tenapi, that vastugdanam also bhavyam should be there. In Sanskrit it is tritiya vibhakti, for in English we make it first case. Tenapi means vastu matra jnanenapi, means the knowledge of the mere knowledge of the thing, bhavyam should be there. As what? Adhyasa abhyavahita purva kalavartina should be there as immediately preceding the adhyasa. Vastugdanam, if it is the cause for the adhyasa, then it should be immediately preceding the adhyasa. Niyamena, as a matter of rule. Not that sometimes it is there abhyavahita purva, sometimes no. Niyamena bhavyam. Natu tatha asti. But it is not like that. Tatha na asti. Tatha na asti means what? That vastugdana matram is not immediately preceding the adhyasa. That is the meaning of natu tatha asti. Why do we say sarpajnanat param masanantaram api rajjau sarpadhyasotpatti darshanat? Idea is that person might have seen the snake 6 months ago, and adhyasa is happening today. And therefore what? That immediately preceding condition is not fulfilled. That is said here, natu tatha asti. Why? Sarpajnanat param. After the knowledge or the experience of the snake, real or unreal snake, param, masanantaram api, even after a month, rajjo, on the rope, sarpadhyasotpatti darshanat. Since there is observation of the rise of superimposition of the snake on the rope, even after a month, after the knowledge of sarpa, after the knowledge of the real or unreal snake, even after a month there can be adhyasa of sarpa on the rope. Means what? Even though sarpajnanam was not immediately preceding, still sarpajnanam is becoming the cause, supposed to be the cause, but it is not the case. So if sarpajnanam is the karanam, then it should immediately precede. But we are saying that it is not immediately preceding. Sarpajnanam happened 6 months ago. Now adhyasa is now. Therefore, sarpajnanam cannot be called this adhyasa karanam. Why? It is not immediately preceding this adhyasa. Alright. Whereas vastugdana janya samskarasya hetutve na dosha. Whereas if the impression born of the knowledge of the thing, hetutve, is considered to be the cause, then this problem will not be there. Why? Sarpajnanat masat purvam nashtatve api. Even though knowledge of the snake is gone even month ago, still tajnanajanya samskarasya rajjau sarpadhyasa vyavahita purva kala vartitva. But the samskara, the impression born of this knowledge of that snake is avyavita purvakala vartitvat, since it is remaining immediately preceding the adhyasa. Samskara, the impression born of the knowledge of the snake, since it is remaining immediately preceding the superimposition of the snake on the rope, therefore the samskara is fulfilling the condition of becoming karana. Is it clear? The sarpadhanam is not fulfilling, but sarpadhana janya samskara is fulfilling the condition of becoming the cause. What is the condition? Avyavahita purvakala vartitva. That condition is fulfilled. Tasma, therefore, jnana janya samskareva dhyasa hetuhu. The impression born of knowledge alone is the cause for adhyasa, na vastu jnana matram, and not mere knowledge of the thing. Is it clear? Now, when Siddhanti said like this, then Akshepa will be done. That how can you say that the Jnanam cannot be the Adhyasa? Karma is said to be the cause for the Swarga. Karma is gone, still we are, Shastra is presenting karma is the means for the Swarga, or some Papa karma is the means for Naraka. Karma is gone, still it is cause. So how can you say? For that answer will be given. See in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri